Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming back. Welcome to Crypto India. This is your host Shiv again, and I have some interesting news coming out from Australia about initial coin offering, which I wanted to share with you all here. And as you can see, just from yesterday, I'm making this kind of video where I'm able to share the screen with you all, so that we can go with the screen with the news together. So let me know in the comment box if that is okay with you all. So the first one, the very first news from Australia, which is about initial coin offering, we have to understand that none of the country have so far have issued any guidelines or regulations when it comes to initial coin offering, and Australia is the first one. As you can see, they have come up with the guidelines for initial coin offering. We will go through the what is the guidelines for initial coin offering there in Australia, because let's understand that there are too many initial ICOs nowadays happening, and some of them definitely have some great ideas, some great project which will be successful in the future. And we have seen a lot of ICOs raising funds, like millions of funds overnight, and we have also seen most of the ICOs scamming people, running away with the money. And yesterday we saw two ICOs actually scamming people. So the strong guidelines around ICOs are really, really important. That's what I think. And that is exactly what Australia has done. Australia is the first country to come up with the guidelines for initial coin offering, and we will go through the news as to what guidelines have they basically set. And we'll also go to the coinmarketcap.com. So let's have a look at the coinmarketcap.com first of all. And just in case if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on these information at all, on the daily information that I do. So let's have a look at the price now. As you can see, Bitcoin is moved to 4,400 US dollar. Yesterday it was about 4,300 US dollar and up by 2.77%. Yesterday I spoke to you, all of you, about Bitcoin being traded at about 6,000 USD in Zimbabwe. So, but this is the global price. So, I mean, Bitcoin had, you know, is being sold at a premium price in couple of countries because of their economy, because of huge demand there. It was a similar case in India as well during the demonetization, I remember. So Bitcoin being traded as about 4,400 US dollar. You have Ethereum, which is just touching $300 over here, which is up by 7%. It's green again. You have Ripple at 20 cents, again up by 3.2%. You have Bitcoin Cash slightly dropped down to 418. You have Litecoin at $54. You have Dash at $318, and then you have Neo at $36. Neo is really been a good investment for the last 20 days. Last 20 days it was trading at about $14, $15, and now it's 36 again. So I think these are the potential coins in the longer run. Let's have a look at the news now that says here that the regulations of initial coin offering in Australia. It says Australian Securities and Investment Commissions issue guidance for initial coin offering. Remember, the first country to issue a guidelines for initial coin offering. So this was on 28th of September anyway, but we missed it. So they have issued a document which is here, providing regulatory guidance for business that may be engaging in operations pertaining to initial coin offering. So here it is. Here is the document. Now, if you see, this is an Australian Security and Investment Commission. So this is an official website of ASIC. Okay, so this was a new channel, but this is the official website of Australian Securities and Investment Commission called ASIC. Let's go through this news here. So they have completely defined also as to what is an ICO. So for you also, if you want to understand, I think you can go ahead on this website. They have mentioned it very nicely as to what is an ICO for a newcomer also, for somebody who is just getting introduced to cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin space. This is a way, I think this is a very good source to understand what is an ICO and how does it work. So let's go through some go through some opinions they have uh, over here. So okay, so they say that this information sheet Info 225 gives guidance about the potential application of Corporation Act 2001 to businesses that are considering raising funds through initial coin offering. So this is what the sheets involve, and so if you see what they have recognized is, it says that first of all here it says that ASIC is aware of the global interest in the use of ICOs by businesses to raise funds, and a number of international regulators have issued guidance on the application of their security and financial laws on ICOs. So first of all, they know the global interest into the use of ICOs. That's what they say. And here, the ASIC recognizes that the ICOs have the potential to make an important contribution to the options available to businesses to raise funds and to investment options available to investors. So this is the good option for both, for the businesses also to raise funds, as well as for the investors also to participate and contribute and get the benefit out of it. However, an ICO must be conducted in a manner that promotes investors' trust and confidence and complies with the relevant laws. So this is a very important statement that they've made. Whether the Corporation Act applies to an ICO will depend on the type of ICOs. See, this entire news right from here to here tells everything about what kind of guidelines they have come up with. So it says that whether the Corporations Act applies to an ICO will depend on the type of ICO offering and what rights attached to the coins from the ICO itself. Underlying coins or token used in the ICO referred to as coins for the purpose of information sheet. So what kind of regulations will apply to a particular ICO will depend on what kind of offering do they have. For example, so of course they have mentioned here initial coin offering is a new form of funding used by business or individuals to raise funds from various types of investors through the internet. This is a very good, and do share this with your friends or people who are actually getting started into ICOs and they want a definition of what is an ICO is. I think this is the best place to find the definition of an ICO, which is none other than by the Australian regulatory body itself. Best place. I think it's very useful. I'm going to share this link with many of my people in my circle so that they can be educated. I would urge you all to do the same. So if you see here, what is the legal status of ICO? It depends on what type of ICO is. So look at this. When could an ICO be managed? So an ICO can also be called as a managed investment scheme. Okay, and they have defined what is management investment scheme. Then they have also said that when could an ICO be an offer of shares? So ICO can be a MIS. ICO can be considered as an offer of shares, and ICO can be offer of derivatives. Depending on what kind of ICOs do they have, the regulations will be applied. So if it is a derivative, they will apply the derivative regulations. If it is offered as shares, they will be applying as shares regulations, and if they are offered as MIS, they'll be applied MIS regulations. So it's very clear. I think this is like customized regulations for different ICOs, and that makes a lot of sense because every ICOs have its own way of raising funds, and I think all the ICOs should be different. ICOs should be different, treated differently in views of laws and regulations, and this makes a lot of sense, to be honest too. They have come up with this is the most intelligent regulations that I've come across. I mean, so many countries were confused as to what can be done with the ICOs and how to regulate it. I think Australia has set the right example by coming up with this kind of customized kind of regulations for each and every ICOs. Over here, they have given also a small article on what is the relationship between an ICO and crowd sources funding. So ICO is ICO, and crowd-funded sources funding is something called as IPO, which is initial public offering. So they have also given a relation here. I think the article is very, very useful for somebody who is just getting started and want to understand the similarities and differences between an ICO and an IPO. The best article that I can think of. And it can also be considered as a non-cash. So when could be the coin issued under an ICO be a non-cash payment facilities? Different regulations for different type of ICOs in the simplest language. But at least we have at least one country coming out with the regulations on initial coin offering, and I'm sure rest of the countries are just going to follow it, because we have to understand the fact that the ICOs are here to stay. This is the new way of raising funds, and which offers businesses also to approach everyone, and also it makes business easier to raise funds. At the same time, it makes easier for investors to actually participate in an ICO. So this is a lovely, lovely article that I really like this news today, which is coming out from Australian regulators. Similarly, in the other news that says that China ICO ban may end by 18th of October. Today is 2nd of October. In about 16 days from now, they have a Communist Congress elections. This is just hope. This is not a news like they will definitely end, but this is what speculation is. If you see here, it says the 19th Communist Party leadership elections are scheduled to take place in China on 18th of October. And I think before that, and this because of in view of this election also is one of the reason why they actually went ahead and banned the cryptocurrency exchanges and the ICOs. And I think that the things will be normal once this election gets over on 19th October. This was actually published in Forbes magazine, Forbes.com. Now, Forbes, of course, is one of the mainstream news channel when it comes to news on finance and businesses. So, news like this, I mean, people who have been following Forbes.com, this is what I like about cryptocurrencies being featured into mainstream media like Forbes.com, NDTV, or CNBC or CNN, because when these things are spoken here on these portals, then even the other people who have not heard of cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, they also come across this news, and which will increase the adoption of cryptocurrencies on global level. So as you can see here, they say that China's ban on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies may be temporary to appease international agencies and hardcore communist members ahead of the upcoming Communist Party convention, which is scheduled on 19th of this month. So here it says that there is an upcoming 19th Communist Party convention where the party leaders will be grilled by hardcore members on any innovation that threatens the party's grip on economy. So I think this is an interesting news also. Probably China will also be coming up with the similar regulations of what Australia has done on the ICOs, and but we will still have to see what kind of regulations they draw. But I think what Australian regulators have done are the best thing to be done with any initial coin offering as of now. So just in case if you do participate into an ICO, you do take an interest in ICO, this news is going to be very, very helpful for you. So this is what I wanted to keep you guys updated on this morning. And of course, there is a lot to cover, which I don't want to cover in one video. Probably I'll keep the rest of the news for the rest of the day. And because it becomes easier for you, all of you also, to go through the news together in like less than 10 minutes or less than 8 minutes, or probably even shorter if possible. And of course, I would recommend all of you to go through the news yourself as well, to be updated on these news around cryptocurrencies and blockchain. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button so that you're updated, and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you're notified. Let's be connected. Let's spread this knowledge and wealth. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video today. See you.